Hello, friends. Turning a certain age can sometimes feel like crossing a threshold into a new life, one I never thought I would reach so soon. One moment, you're full of energy and plans. The next, you wake up in a body that feels different every day, with memories spanning decades. Life shifts, priorities change, and as I've gotten older, I've noticed something surprising about myself. I've started avoiding people. I know this might sound strange, maybe even a bit sad, but it wasn't always this way. I used to be the person who thrived on being around others. I was always the life of the party, helping my friends and family, showing up at every event. The social gatherings, the community functions, they were my bread and butter. But somewhere along the way, something changed. I began pulling back, distancing myself, and I've come to realize it's a shift I'm not alone in experiencing. Let me explain why. One time becomes more precious. One of the first changes I noticed as I got older was how differently I began to think about time. When I was younger, time seemed abundant, like an endless river flowing toward an unknowable horizon. It was easy to waste. Days would slip by without much thought. Hours spent on idle chatter. Relationships that didn't go anywhere, and tasks that brought little joy. But now, every moment feels like a precious gift, and I don't want to squander it. Time isn't just a ticking clock anymore. It's a companion, sometimes kind, sometimes harsh, always reminding me to cherish what I have left. It's in the quiet mornings when I sip my coffee and watch the sun rise. It's in the afternoons when I take long walks and feel the crunch of leaves underfoot, grateful for the strength still left in my legs. And in the evenings, I reflect on the memories of a life well lived while sitting in my favorite chair, content with where I am. 2. The shift in priorities. As I've grown older, I've realized that I don't need to fill my time with people or events. I've learned that the quality of experiences and relationships matters far more than quantity. There was a time when I thought I had to be constantly surrounded by people, attending every gathering, being the one everyone could rely on. I filled my schedule with activities, thinking they would make my life feel fuller. But now, I'm more selective about where I spend my time, who I spend it with, and how I spend it. I no longer feel obligated to be at every event or to engage in every conversation. I'd much rather have a quiet one-on-one conversation with someone who truly understands me than attend a crowded gathering where I feel like a stranger in a sea of faces. I've become protective of my time, not because I'm afraid of running out of it, but because I've realized how irreplaceable it is. When I was younger, I thought there would always be more time, more opportunities to fix mistakes, rekindle relationships, or chase dreams. But now, I understand that there are fewer tomorrows than I like to admit. 3. Choosing authentic relationships. This isn't to say that I don't value relationships. I value them more than ever. But I've learned that not all relationships are worth the energy they require. I've grown to cherish the few deep connections in my life. The people who remain are those who truly bring joy and light into my world. I no longer feel guilty about saying no to things that don't serve me. At this stage of life, I've learned that it's okay to let go of regrets, let go of grudges, and let go of relationships that don't nurture me. I no longer feel the need to explain myself when I choose solitude over socializing. It's not that I don't love being around people, it's just that I've learned to choose my relationships wisely. I want connections that are genuine, conversations that are meaningful, and moments that are full, not just busy. For letting go of the past. Time isn't the only thing I've learned to let go of. Relationships change too, and they don't always change the way we hope. Some grow stronger, deepened by shared experiences, while others fade quietly, like a book you put down and never pick up again. When I was younger, I fought to keep every relationship alive. I was always the one reaching out, remembering birthdays, and making sure I stayed connected. But over the years, I've come to realize that not every relationship is meant to last forever, and that's okay. It's a truth that's bittersweet, but it brings peace when you stop trying to hold on to everything. Life naturally prunes the branches of your social tree. People move away, change, or grow in ways that make it hard to stay connected. Some relationships end in heartbreak, others just fade with time. I used to take these losses personally, wondering what I could have done differently. But now, I see it as a part of life's journey. People come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And that's something I've come to accept. 5. Trust becomes harder to give. As I've gotten older, I've also become more cautious about trust. In my youth, I trusted easily. I believed in the goodness of people. But over the years, I've encountered betrayal, broken trust, and letdowns. Trust, once lost, is hard to regain, and it's taken me a long time to learn that lesson. But it's not just other people I've learned to be cautious with. I've also had to learn to trust myself, trusting my instincts, trusting my ability to walk away from toxic people, and trusting that it's okay to protect my heart. I've met people in recent years who have restored my faith in humanity. A kind stranger who helped me when I dropped something at the store, a neighbor who checked in during a storm. These small moments remind me that trust can still be found, though it's harder to give now. 6. The changing world. I wanted to share a few thoughts about who we remember now and the way we might celebrate those who weighed in and did it. The world around me feels different now, too. It's not just the pace of life that has changed, it's the very way we interact with each other. Families gathered because they genuinely wanted to, not because it was an obligation. It felt like everyone was connected, like life was simpler. But now, it seems like everyone is chasing something. Success, recognition, money. People are busier than ever, and social interactions have become more transactional. The world feels like it's moving faster, but I don't feel any closer to the people around me. Technology, for all its conveniences, has played a role in this shift. I'm grateful for video calls and staying in touch through social media. But there's something irreplaceable about face-to-face connections, and I miss that. 7. Solitude is not loneliness. I've learned another valuable lesson in recent years. Solitude isn't loneliness. When I was younger, I feared being alone. The idea of spending an evening by myself seemed unbearable. But now, I've come to cherish solitude. There's a big difference between being alone and being lonely. Loneliness is an emptiness, a longing for connection that feels out of reach. But solitude, it's a peaceful contentment in your own company. I've rediscovered the joy of simple pleasures, sitting by the window with a cup of tea, watching the birds outside, or enjoying the warmth of the sun on my face during a morning walk. The solitude has given me the space to reflect on my life, to appreciate the small things, and to make peace with the things I once struggled to understand. 8. Why I avoid people now. So, why do I avoid people now? It's not out of bitterness or resentment. It's about peace. After decades of giving, learning, and sometimes hurting, I've come to understand that not every relationship is meant to last, and not every connection is worth the energy it takes to maintain it. I've learned to protect my peace, to safeguard my time, and to focus on what truly matters: quality relationships and meaningful experiences. In the end, this shift isn't a sign of sadness, it's a sign of wisdom. I've learned to savor my time, to embrace solitude, and to value the few relationships that truly matter. And in doing so, I've found a sense of peace that I never thought was possible. Thank you for listening, and with that said, until next time, thanks for watching.